after some downtime. Now, let me make sure everything is working, because I don't see all the things is working just yet. For example, right here I don't. Audio monitor on. Okay, that's better. Today I'm playing The Matter of Being. The Matter of Being is a game that plays in the cultist simulator world, so to speak. It's not by the same developers or publishers. But so the developers or the publisher, or maybe they're the same thing, I don't know. They have this really cool thing, which is I think they're calling it an open IP, similar to open source for like source code, meaning that they make it really easy and legal for fans or maybe even companies, I don't know, to create things that is within their world and lore, like that is using the cultist simulator IP. I think they have another game as well, the Book of Hours, which is official and canon. And yeah, the Matter of Being plays in this world, and it is also heavily inspired in theme. Well, you will see. If you know the cultist simulator, there's a lot you will recognize, I think. I haven't played the Book of Hours, but I have played a bit of the cultist simulator. Never a full playthrough though. Never actually solved it, or put in the time to solve it, because it requires a lot of exploration. And actually, I'll talk a bit more about it, but what I can do is boot up the game. So we see the title screen, and I tested it out a little bit, but we will start a new game in a minute. Also, they have a Kickstarter, as you can see. Highly recommend supporting it if that's something that you do. And if you don't, maybe this is your time to start, especially if you liked Cultist Simulator. I think that's a great way to, first of all, support this open IP idea. But also, if you like Cultist Simulator, I do think you will like this game as well. And even if it's just for the art style, the writing, maybe even the lore, the world building. Of course, again, the story in this game is not canon for the Cultist Simulator world building and lore. But you can see the same kind of way magic works, for example. Unlike Cultist Simulator, you are playing basically the god or the gods or one god. So you're not playing a human who's exploring the magic system, but it's more the other way around. You're playing a demon or like something, a magical being, hence the name, the Matter of Being, and you're trying to find a foothold in the mundane world. Yeah, let's take a look. But you can already tell how the art style is kind of minimalistic is maybe the wrong word, but maybe it's the right word. But what I'm trying to say is it's doing a lot without too much effort, which is really artful, I believe. Right now in this demo, I expect about 1 hour of gameplay, maybe a little bit more if I read everything out aloud. I don't know if I will. There's 2 beings that you can play, the Raw Prophet and the Deserter. And in the same fashion as Cultist Simulator, you have like these aspects that go along with different magic aspects. And if you don't know the world, if you don't know the Cultist Simulator, a big part of the game is exploring these. It's like, if the question is, do I need to know Cultist Simulator to play this game? My answer would be, if you do know the Cultist Simulator or the Book of Hours, and again, I don't really know for the Book of Hours because I haven't played that one, you will probably see a lot of things, recognize a lot of things, and you will get things out of this game that you wouldn't otherwise. At the same time, not knowing anything will give you more to explore, because exploration, like trying to understand the world by inferring information from very abstract ideas is also a big part of these types of games. So, for example, there's the lantern is the principle of truth and merciless reason. You don't really know what it means to start with Free Grail and Free Moth and Too Hard. So there's kind of part of the fun is trying to explore the mechanics and trying to understand the game as you play it. And let's compare it to Baldur's Gate 3, right? Where you have a lot of mechanics, and does it help you if you've played Dungeons and Dragons before? Yes, sure, but also it's easy enough to understand as you play it. The benefits of knowing Dungeons and Dragons are more so about the lore and the world building and all the things you can see and understand if you didn't know about those before. But it's not about power gaming the game. It's not about min-maxing the world. Especially in Baldur's Gate 3, there are a lot of situations where it is actually fun to fail a skill check. At least in the social contexts. In combat, maybe not so much, because it allows you to explore parts and areas of the game and dialogue options that are really, really funny and that you wouldn't be able to explore otherwise. And if I had to give advice about playing this game, not as tips and tricks and how to win and how to power game it, but like advice on how to enjoy this game more, that would be it. It would be to just enjoy the role you're giving, like enjoy playing this being, and enjoy the reading, enjoy the art, enjoy the vibe, and indulge in it a little bit. It's like, even if you fail, it's kind of fun. And a lot of the choices, of course, there are ways to fail the game, there are ways to lose, but a lot of the game is about learning about the characters, picking characters that you favor and picking characters that you favor maybe less, and yeah, sticking to your choices and accepting the outcomes that you get. So we will play also these both starting character beings have different abilities. Phil, the Raw Prophet, sometimes it divides, sometimes it unites. Sometimes, oh, it's a she. Sometimes she speaks words of warning. Sometimes he advises on appetite. Okay, they're both. Never mind. Its prophecies are confusion. The whispers confound. Also, I really love the writing in this game. Part of the... How do I put this? The writing reminds me of Disco Elysium as well. In that can be really witty, and you need to be kind of reading it actively. And I highly recommend. This is another recommendation for playing this game. Again, advice on how to enjoy it more, not advice on how to win it more. Um, Take your time. Take your time reading. Take your time taking in the music and the art. Um, Not to the degree of Disco Elysium, maybe, because Disco Elysium obviously has a lot of it. And this is still a demo that is quite short in comparison. And I hope they get the Kickstarter fully funded and maybe even some more to add more, just have more of it. But yeah, take your time reading it, take your time appreciating the prose and the art. You are a carnal, changeful creature, driven by restless appetites. Now, however, your mutations grow uncontrollable, and you grow weaker with every change. A mortal body can die, but it might also buy you time. Emerge into the world by cultivating an unquenchable thirst in your followers. So this is basically how we interact with the mortals. What would the... actually, let's read the skills as well. Filch. Steal items immediately and without a skill check. Awaken appetite. Give characters a powerful buff, followed by severe penalties. Excuse my English pronunciation, by the way. Thresher of thoughts. Destroy the reason of mortals. And the deserter. In another time, they were known as a pilgrim. They discarded their body to enter the menses, and they are prepared for an even higher purpose, the journey into glory itself. The hour of the pilgrimage draws near, but your spirit is clouded. Rot and despair cannot touch you, but what else have you left behind? The smell of flowers in a field, a hand on yours, too hot for comfort, but which you won't disturb. Is it too late to abandon this fearsome light? Take the place of someone in the world. This will require a powerful relationship, though perhaps not a friendly one. And you're incorporeal. How do you pronounce this? You cannot interact with the physical world, even while summoned. Transposition. Horns cost less. Develop a unique relationship with your host. Glorious secret. Roll twice on lantern checks. Again, if you don't know anything about this game, none of this will tell you anything, but that's part of the fun. That's actually what makes this interesting. Especially if you don't know what the gameplay is going to look like later on. Let's try the raw profit. Start game. And actually, let me make sure OBS is open. Yeah. The raw profit. What is the meaning of life? It's a stupid question, but one which seems irresistible to mortals. And so for the thousandth time, you are forced to listen as a mortal asks. Victor, what is the meaning of life? Oh, I'm realizing I'm not going to read everything. Maybe, probably, I don't know. You study him from the inside of the summoning circle. His eyes are bright, brighter than the candles, brighter than the street lamps that have painted the earth. But his skin pulls against his bones. He is thin, shrinking. And the worst part is this. His stomach is intact. There's a man who came into this world with a perfectly good appetite. Then, having forgotten to eat, or what eating was, panicked at his aimlessness. Fine, you'll answer honestly. You are here to fuck, or you're here to feast. You are here to roll your belly in the mud. I don't know if there's an actually different... Also, this game really reminds me of the game Suzerain. And I think that's also a Steam game that they are shown as being similar to us. Oh god, was that an English sentence? So you make choices here, and you don't really know the consequences. In that way, I feel I see some similarities to Suzerain, but I feel like the difference is that in Suzerain, and maybe I'll regret my words later and will be proven incorrect. In Suzerain, the choices you make here are really relevant later, and they can have long-lasting consequences that can win or fail you the game. And you kind of need to like play this game a couple of times to understand what they mean and what they do, and maybe even need to power game it a little bit. In this game, even though I don't know if how important these choices are later on, I feel like all of these choices, because I am a god, so to speak. Well, god is the wrong term, probably, but definitely a higher being than whoever this victor is. At least I feel that way. I don't feel the consequences so much. I feel like this is just whatever I want. Like, I can pick whatever I want. It's funny. You're here to feast. I feel both in character, but also just telling him you're here to fuck us, I feel like is leaving out too much of. Feast can be more abstract. It can also be encompass other abstract ideas. Victor recalls as if you've struck him. He doesn't like it. Perhaps I see that my query should have been more precise. I like Victor. We live, we die. Our spirits pass into the menses. Oh, so he knows this much. And I have read that there's some judgment that decides our position in the house. How are we measured then? What is our purpose, and how shall we conduct ourselves to earn the highest station? The man, of course, is misinformed. They usually are to some degree. But if he knows this little, you wonder how he brought you here at all. And then as you languidly... I really like the writing. I have no idea what that word means. I'll look it up later. I mean, I can infer, but then again, still want to look it up. And then, as you languidly stretch your dozen limbs, you come to a realization. He has summoned you, but he has not bound you. You are separated from him only by a few feet of empty air. There are no other spells here, no safeguards. Even the most junior adepts practice more self-preservation than this. Is it just your lucky day? You can taste his bones from here. How evil do we want to be? How benevolent do we want to be? Yeah, last time I did teach him. I kind of feel like devouring him this time. I feel like if I was true to myself, if I played this game, so basically this question asks me, or I ask myself as I'm confronted with this question, do I want to play this game as the character that I think I'm playing, or do I want to play this game as myself if I was incorporating or like put into that world of that being, kind of like an isekai. If I was isekai'd into this world and was this character, I would pick teach him as an option. But I feel like the game isn't meant to be played that way, now that I think about it, because there's some inner monologue, and there's some, like, you can taste his bones from here. It feels like this game... Oh, it also tells me what I get. Reveal character Victor, or you receive field guide to spirits. You loot his things when you're finished. Oh, or we could power play this. A character sounds like more useful than a book. Let's devour him. You are not the most powerful spirit, but you can tell that this one is weak, even by human standards. It is nothing to overpower him. His thin muscles have a light and delicate flavor. His bones crunch like wafers in your many mouths. His memories flow over you. They are bright and anxious, like a lemon. It is a good meal, and even though he was not a substantial man, it is still a meal as large as you are. Digestion will take some time. You sprawl your limbs out comfortably and look around. You are in a well-organized study, stocked with books that were, until very recently, completely pristine. Their titles, however, seem very mundane. How did he bring you here? After several minutes of, you finally find it. Oh, there's a typo there, I think. A small, cheap-looking booklet that looks like it was printed out of someone's garage. A field guide to spirits by one Antonio Spill. Most of it is rubbish, but it is punctuated by excruciatingly detailed formulas that would be the price of any adept. To write so explicitly is forbidden, and yet, why your dinner followed these instructions, or why somebody printed something so dangerous to mortals and got away with it, you do not know. One day, his may present an opportunity. For now, however, I feel like I'm not understanding this sentence as well, to the degree that I'm mispronouncing things. Into the night. Close the story. Also, I like the art. Did I mention this? The world map. The map of being is played primarily on two screens. The first is the world map. It contains sites, which are specific areas you can visit, and areas which contain sites or other areas. Okay, so you can zoom in sometimes. Left click and drag to move the camera. Use the mouse wheel to scroll. Mouse wheel to scroll. Left click and drag to move. The other screen, which will become available soon, is the character web. So I have a lot of weeks remaining. I have items. Field guide to spirit. A cheap looking pamphlet brimming with expositions on the utter and highmost gnosis that can be found in the dreams of the pure-minded. Use this on a character with the unaware aspect to make them aware. Okay. There's a restaurant, a nightclub, and Ice Lighter Distillery. Tucked away in the quiet neighborhood of Cambridge sits an unassuming building with an inviting counter up front and 7 200-gallon copper brewing stills in the back. Service is closed at this hour, and all that separates you from an ocean of inebriation is the thin pane of glass. Okay, we can swim in beer. Go swimming in a vat of beer. Sure. When you finish, you curl up in a nice alleyway and wait for the manses to claim you. Return to whence you came. Oh, this is the manses then. The spider door, the white door, the red church, the wood. I think I faintly remember the wood from Cultist Simulator. So there's probably more world building and lore that I don't recognize here or don't remember too much of. Below the manses sprawls what mortals call the wood. It is close enough to the world that they often stumble here in dreams, and it is far enough from glory that it is basically unsupervised. This is where you live, and most days that combination makes it an awful lot of fun. And I cannot carouse, but I can meet a visitor. You stumble upon the ivory in a glade waiting for you. The sight of him nearly... I like that. Did I mention this? The ivory seems to be another being. The sight of him nearly sends you back into the forest, but he stops you with a look and kneels. His biceps ripple beneath his perfect marble skin. Something like honey runs from the corner of his mouth. Do not be afraid, little one. Wait, he's calling me little one? I am here only to deliver a great honor. You are being summoned to the church, where you shall attend to the birthing of a new name. You shall bear the nectar vital to this ritual. What say you? You have questions, but the ivory shifts, and a thin stream of syrup dribbles from his lips. He is beautiful and serene, but you are sure that he's salivating. Oh, okay, so this looks like I can immediately lose the game right here. Bravely refuse with a 1% success chance. Spectacular comeuppance, but only a 1% chance, or 99% chance for immediate annihilation. Okay. A flick of disappointment crosses the ivory's face, but he simply stands and then stretches. His naked sex swings dauntingly overhead. Very well. Arrive at the church first thing tomorrow morning. There you will receive your duties. So, like a herald. Just a messenger. And with that, the ivory steps off into the forest, leaving only a sweet smell behind. Once your heart stops pounding, you allow yourself a moment's irritation. There were things you wanted to eat tomorrow, but at least you are alive. Right-click the wood on the map, select gather items, and end your turn to collect the nectar. Duty cards. Gathering items. You can right-click on any side to open the context menu, right-click the wood, click action, then gather items. This action will appear in your action queue. You can see what items can be collected from a side, if any, by clicking on details. So the wood, birthing nectar remaining 1, and 100% chance. And this side does not accumulate traces. Okay. Gather items. And now this is in my queue. I see. Can I do this twice? And oh, does it pop up? And then I end turn. At the end of your turn, all queued actions will be completed. Then you will gain some energy. I'm calling this energy. Is it energy? It says energy. Yeah. According to the income that you currently have, most actions include gathering items, cost you energy. Do we need to go now? Today the Church of the Red Grail bursts from a fruiting orchid. Is that how you pronounce it? And its ruby windows cast marvelous patterns across the leaves. There's no path leading to the porcelain doors, but the forest floor is as soft as any carpet. Okay, enter the church. Outside the church, the nectar is poured into an enormous jeweled bowl. You are to feed it to the mother of the name upon the altar. It is a high honor. Most of the prophets here are relegated to the choir. You, however, shall have the stage as you carry this down the aisle. What form do you wear to perform this duty? Okay, something stable, something fierce, or something daring. And it would be either aligned with heart, edge, or muff. Let's try to be stable. Because I don't want to not be stable. You focus yourself into a symmetrical shape. 6 legs, 6 arms, the perfect base for this precious cargo. You take a deep breath. The door swings wide. A great song washes over you. You are alone at the end of a long aisle. On either side of you, hundreds of spectators raise their voice at your arrival. At the other end of the aisle, a jeweled altar throbs like a beating heart, straddling the top is the mother-to-be. Her legs are parted towards the congregation, with each leg held up by a powerful porcelain figure. You recognize the ivory from the wood. The mother's face twists in a beastly expression as the chorus swells, and you cannot tell if the figure beside her are soothing her with their touch or pushing her to some greater frenzy. Birth is never simple, and especially not the birth of a name. But you have your role to play, and with this nectar you will help bring new life into the world. At the end of the aisles, you reach forward and present the bowl. Birth of a name. Resource will of the Red Grail. The hour called the Red Grail. Your god has decreed the birth of new servants. Bring the nectar. Oops. Alright. And it requires 10 grail and we have 15. So these aspects are kind of a resource. Commit. The bowl clatters to the floor. The singing stops. You look in disbelief as the thick nectar runs across the floor. And then you see your arm. Arm? Arms! New limbs have erupted from your carefully shaped wrist. You are a shape changer, but this was not your doing. A scream rips through air. The fury and disappointment of the attendant spirits crashes over you. And you know at once that you are dead. Already the ivories lower the mother's legs. Already you can see their growing teeth. And then a voice. A voice you do not recognize fills your mind. You do not know where it comes from, but it knows you, or at least it knows your name. And in the name of Sant Trefan, I invoke the fifth chamber. Oh, great prophet, I call you to my side. And then there's a moment. A break in the rage ripping through the church. What choice do you really have? Answer the call. Summonings. Chains indicate an active summoning is on the board. These usually end in a pact that forces you to complete tasks for your summoner, but provide precious weeks remaining and other rewards. If you run out of weeks remaining, you return to the Manses and face a fate worse than death. So we want to stay in the mundane world and out of the Manses. You cannot end your turn while a summoning is on the board. Left click on areas and sites highlighted by chains until the summoning appears. Right click, which ordinarily allows you to explore areas and sites and take other actions. Will be disabled while a summoning is active. Okay, so we cannot go to Beacon Hill and so on. We need to go to Cambridge. And more specifically, Cambridge Hospital. And you are being summoned. Someone calls to you with a power you cannot ignore. Studying their methods may reveal their intent. And we cannot reject this. We need to accept, and it gives 2 energy. We are being summoned by Mohammed. Let's see what else we can see here. Sea's mirror. The sea smooths out all imperfections, and so the adept smooths an offering before immersing it in an offering of sweetened water or wine. Dove Ember, so he's something to drink. A rare incense. Dove Ember only burns when someone is about to die. Oh, okay, I see. Silver chains, delicate but uncompromising. But no instrument, okay. You slam onto a cold linoleum floor. It is quiet here and dark. We are in the hospital. You are in a sterile-looking room, illuminated only by the soft LEDs of medical equipment. It's a doctor's office, or some kind of exam room, but all of the equipment has been shoved against the walls. The exam table has been dragged against the door like a barricade, and in front of it, holding a length of chain in his trembling hand, is your summoner. Mohammed, you really came. He looks at the chain in his hand in disbelief. He kneels. You notice a slender silver manacle around one of your wrists. This man, it seems, is more competent than the last one to summon you. Great prophet, I am dying of cancer. They are transferring me to palliative care this week, and which means basically just pain medication. This week, and I won't accept it. Not now. I'm only 50 years old. I heard that the prophets can cure people of any illness, and so I implore you, O great prophet, please save my life. Consider your situation. Just moments ago you were going to be devoured, and the only thing keeping you from that fate is the magic of this fragile dying man. What he asks for is within your power, and perhaps this spell will give you some time to get your bearings here in the mortal world. You gather yourself up to your full height, and opening your many mouths, I name my price. Okay, so we can ask for his devotion, his energy, or the chains. Influence can be used to gain stat bonuses from your relationships or take special actions. Energy is used to perform most actions in the world. Or the chains that are binding me. And they provide resources, heart, and I don't even know what the other one is. Not by name. But I do like asking for devotion. Just because I feel like relationships it's more lore, right? It's just fun to explore my lore. I think that's what this gives me. And I don't quite yet see how the other two can help me stay in the mortal realm. Let's ask for devotion. Also, I do like having devotion. It's like a nice thing to have. Generally speaking, like that's like a universal truth. More so than chains. You now have an active pact, and it has increased your weeks remaining, bottom left, until the pact concludes. You do not have yet the resources to complete this pact, but you can explore your options and see what you will need together by clicking on the various resolutions. So we do need to collect resources in this game. So we can still right click, and can we details? So in the Harvard Divinity School, we could try collecting a jade dagger or Labrus, a tool used to perform early Caesarean sections. This one is still warm to the touch. In the time of the gods from stone, the horned axe was the fierce warden of gates and boundaries. She's duller now, but here's a piece of her sharpness. Can we see our pact somewhere? What do we need? Pacts. Most pacts have several resolutions available. Explore the requirements for each resolution by clicking them. If you're running low on weeks remaining, you can also look for the available pacts. These may also trigger automatically over time. The requirement of your chosen resolution of a pact in the available pool usually defines your next objective. Once you know how you want to resolve your current pact, it's up to you to take actions that will give you the aspects or items required. So, I can reduce this by human sacrifice, family sacrifice, or a rite unceasing. Which looks like it's the only one where nobody dies. The principle called heart permits no interruption. Call upon it and it permits Mohammed's life will to continue, and it requires 7 heart. And I do have I only have this one, which gives moth and key. What other ways are there? Okay, some items are consumed and others are not. And there's also different outcomes. So this gives permanent gain 1 heart and more its influence increases. Whereas human sacrifice gives me winter energy and negative influence. And family sacrifice gives energy, winter, and edge, but very strong negative influence. And it requires a corpse. And a family corpse, to be more precise. Feels like I would want to try to get this one because it gives a permanent stat boost. Also, positive influence. Maybe it's also the most difficult one, so we will see. Maybe if I don't get there in those 3 weeks, I need to try the other ones. The game won't usually end if you fail to complete a pack, but doing so provides necessary benefits, including the ability to unlock new packs and get more weeks remaining. If your turn ends with 0 weeks remaining, you will return to the monsters and face a fate worse than death. You may be able to save yourself, but it is not likely. You should spend your turn exploring the world and gathering resources that will help you complete the pack you want to complete. First, however, it is time to explore the character web. Open it now. Okay. The character web shows all the characters you've met and their relationships to each other. Here you can talk to characters by visiting them in their dreams, manipulate their opinions of you and each other, and commit hostile actions against them. Visits may unlock unique opportunities for that character. Left-click the character to read their details, right-click a character to open their character's actions menu. You can pan by clicking and dragging, and zoom around. I get it. Characters with high opinions of you will grant you a portion of their stats. Followers can also do actions on your behalf. They can gather items without leaving traces or expending energy or clear traces you've left. Nice. They can clear my traces. Sway, act, attack, visit, or inspect. The music is changing. Inspect. Ah, I see. So they do have different stats as well and connections. And he has one more daughter and a son. The No have passed the stack door and are no longer punished for their knowledge. Okay, so this tells me a little bit about the world building and lore as well. This one's body grows out of its own control. Okay. And he has a wife, Sophia. Sophia is a creature of comfort. She spends her money well. Is that his wife? Yeah, Mohammed, husband. She's also in the know. And she has a lot of heart. Oh, I want her as a follower. And gain a portion of their stats. And we can visit them. Sway or act. I don't even know what those are. Let's visit her first, though. The art. I was just captured by the art for a moment there. In dreams, Sophia's dreams are drenched in salt and sunshine. She's always sipping fruity cocktails from a breezy terrace, or diving naked into the warm sea. Her body hums with vigor, and she navigates the world with the ease of a satisfied cat. Let's speak to her. Tonight, Sophia dreams that she's on a cruise ship, basking on a deck chair, and fumbling through a paperback novel. Is she actually reading? It is not easy for an adept to bring a book into a dream, let alone remember anything about it when they wake up. But Sophia seems completely absorbed. Her shock when she notices you, at least, seems sincere. Jesus! She slams the book face down on a nearby table, but she seems to regret it immediately. When you make no move to attack her, she finds her bookmark and saves the spot before addressing you. You must be my husband's new friend. Her tone is polite, but you can sense that she's on edge. How can I help you? Can she really read in her dreams? I can. I try to keep my head out of men's business these days, but when I learned how to read like this, I get 8 more hours than the average person to read whatever I want, every day. It's not a mortal life, but it's much safer, with the exception of the occasional guests such as yourself. No need to get greedy, you know? So she's like wise, is what I would say. It's like she's awakened and wise and using her powers responsibly. What's the opposite of greedy? Not exactly humble, but like I looked it up later as well. Speak to her. Oh wait, did I just repeat it? Maybe that's a bug as well. Is there some way you can help her? No thank you. You don't just accept offers to help from strange spirits. Maybe we'll talk if you actually help my husband. Please just let me read in peace. That's reasonable. Can she help you cure your husband? Sophia spends a long time choosing her words before speaking. It's best that I'm upfront about this. I was against Mohammed summoning you. He's scared, and it makes sense to be scared, but it's still early in his treatment. He still has his... He was put on palliative care, so maybe she doesn't know everything. But it's still early in his treatment. He still has his hair, doesn't he? It's early to be asking for his... Or maybe I'm misunderstanding that word as well. It's early to be asking for this kind of help, and the raw profits sounded manageable, but forgive me when I say all the stories about your kind involve you tricking, eating, or Sophia tries and fails to not look pointedly at your tangled limbs, your murmuring mouth, and the red stain growing underneath you. Somehow seducing mortals who run into you. The most useful thing I've ever heard of a prophet doing was shredding evidence in a police station. But I prefer my husband intact. I want to say I'll help you, but why should I trust you? We could be vulnerable or menacing. Disclose your own sickness, or her husband's life is on the line, or offer collateral. Offer collateral sounds similar to being vulnerable. Interesting. I'm thinking about this. So what I'm thinking about is I would like to, like, the easiest way to build trust is... No, the other way around. Being vulnerable is the only way here to actually build trust, which is what she's asking for. Collateral is not exactly the same as trust, at least not the emotion, but it is... it's a more rational negotiation strategy. Being menacing, obviously, is not going to build trust. I also don't think it would work. Being menacing here would be maybe the most in line what the kind of being that we are would actually do. But I also don't think she cares enough. I think she would be old enough and wise enough to just accept that dying is part of life. I don't think... She doesn't sound like this is scary enough for her. The only reason why this might work is because she doesn't yet know that her husband's life is on the line. She doesn't feel the urgency yet. But even if she knew, I don't know if she would let herself be influenced by this. Being vulnerable is scary because she's skilled. She's competent. This might actually backfire. Like, disclosing your vulnerability is scary because you're vulnerable, and other people like this is scary as well. In most cases, let's try to trust her. This might give her too much leverage, but we don't know her well enough to trust her ourselves. That's the problem. But maybe we are untouchable enough. Let's be vulnerable. I'm not. I'm a little bit scared doing it, but you describe your sudden mutations and your exile from the Menses. Couldn't you say that you and Mohammed have cancer in common? And anyway, his magic is the only thing keeping you alive right now. Ah, thank God. Sophia's expression softens. I suppose he got lucky on the draw, didn't he? I can't promise we can help you with your own problems, but it's obvious you have nothing to gain from messing this up. I'll support you with my husband. Just be careful, okay? The influence you're about to gain with Sophia may allow you to gain a portion of her abilities. Sophia is particularly strong in heart. Check her character details, already did that, for more information. Accept her aid tonight. Okay, we're here again. Alright. And now we have influence 70. Nice. And we can also see what they're contributing. That's currently 2. And we're not getting anything from Mohammed. We don't know who the other 2 are. Well, they're probably the children of both of them. Let's visit Mohammed as well. In Mohammed's dream, he recalls his younger self. His muscles ripple. His cropped hair is perfectly edged. He invents new sport and excels at them. When he dreams of women, he finds this gleaming smile in their eyes. Speak to him. Oh, that was... There are a couple of bugs. I am still noticing a couple of bugs. In his dreams, Mohammed is some kind of professor. You arrive in human form, outside of his office, just in time to overhear an exchange inside. Now, Melissa, I'm terribly flattered, but as faculty, I absolutely cannot accept this cake, or this card. You should give it to someone in your own class. What about Arturo? He seems just as handsome. They're there, of course. No. I'll keep this between us. I look forward to seeing you for the final exam. I'm sure you'll do great. You step aside as a young, blushing woman bursts from the door. You enter the encounter, a sheepish-looking Mohammed at his desk. Your presence seems to shake him awake. He looks around. Ah, this is an embarrassing dream, isn't it? But I promise they never get unsavory. I just like to imagine I've still got it, you know? He gives you a wistful smile. Yeah, sounds that I can't trust them that they don't get unsavory. Requires you are the raw prophet. Yeah, I get it. Right, the prophets. I guess if anyone would get it, it would be you guys. What can I help you with? How did he learn the invisible arts? Would you believe me if I said the internet? Harvard's internet anyway. They hired me to rebuild the catalog system years ago. I opened the book to see if everything worked, and there was this one on Greek mythology. It talked about Marsyas's skin living on after he was flayed by Apollo. It wasn't my thing, but it got so specific. I could tell the author was trying to tell me something with the specifics, but I refused to say it outright. But down the rabbit hole I went. And then I met my lovely wife. Mohammed stares off for a moment, then he remembers that you are here. What will he do when he is cured? Sports! 50 years old on the basketball court, can you imagine it? But I don't care. I spent all this time learning how to program to pay the bills, and it caught up with me when I wasn't looking. I wish I could go back, but if I make it out of this alive, it's going to be basketball, or tennis, or kickboxing. He studies you for a moment. Sorry, do you know what kickboxing is? You could make him young again. You mean immortal? Or what do you call them? Long? Forgive me, but it doesn't seem to work out well for them, does it? He's not wrong, but you issue a small correction. You didn't say immortal, just younger. Call it 10 years, a fraction of his career, if you think about it. He could have the time back. Younger, but not enough to get anyone's attention? Surprisingly reasonable. But what would you get out of it? Why are you offering to help me? Yeah, let's be truthful here. You require a loyal agent in the world. This could be a fair trade. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have the cancer to deal with first, but I'll think about it. No, even if we could very likely convince him, I think he was reasonable enough. So we could go to the world, and we still have energy, and we get 2 energy per turn. So thinking about the weeks remaining, we have 3 weeks remaining. We have 14 energy in total for those 3 weeks. No, wait, that's plus 6. It's 18 energy for 3 weeks. So we want to spend about 6 energy per turn at the current rate. We could go to MIT, the Gravity Alley, or Cambridge Hospital. Also, right, I can collect items. That's correct. Cambridge Hospital gives blood bags, which are presumably consumables. There's only one there. Modern science has robbed it of romance, but not of power. And we do need a lot of heart, so the blood bag sounds actually like a good gather item. There's only one there though. The Gravity Alley, a riot of colors sandwiched between 2 buildings. The walls of Gravity Alley are offered to the city's artists as a public canvas. New paintings are plastered over the old ones every day, and years of the cycle have transformed the stretch, just 50 feet long, into one of the most popular art installations in the city. Oh, wait, I accidentally went to this location. I could try to get a corpse here, which immediately gives me the option to resolve the pact. What can I do here? The Harvard Divinity School is a gloomy, turreted building that occupies an L-shaped lot at the edge of the Harvard's campus. Oh, I'm losing some of my voice. I don't think I'll stream the full playthrough, even though it's short. Just because of my voice, I'm noticing. Here, academics dig into the matter of God, while the rest of the world marches on. The students here seem more conscientious than elsewhere. Whether it's out of respect or embarrassment, you cannot tell. That house looks familiar. Special event expires next turn. Okay, let's do this. One night, as you prowl the streets of Cambridge, you come across a boarded-up window that feels strangely familiar. It takes you a minute because of all the police tape everywhere. But then it hits you. This is the window you broke out of the other night. A cobalt light, invisible to mortals, leaks from behind the board. The scrap of Victor's magic, soon to vanish from this world. But wait, why is there a gap in the board at all? The light flickers and your suspicions are confirmed almost as soon as they are born. Something is moving in Victor's house. Yeah, let's try to sneak up to the skylight, even if we leave one trace. Oh! You ate Victor in that very room. Wasn't there a skylight? You fold your legs up like a cricket and launch yourself into the roof. The soft soles of your many feet muffle the sound of the impact. Here it is. A curved dome of hard plastic gives you a clear view of Victor's old study and of the woman currently mucking about inside it. She's well dressed in a bland, polo-wearing kind of way. She'd be totally unremarkable except for the fact that her biceps looks ready to pop the seams off her sleeves. Especially with a cell phone up to her ear. You squish yourself against the glass to hear what she's saying. The book isn't in the house. I've checked everywhere, including the attic. No, I don't think the cops took it. Why would they? Yes, sir. Do you want me to send the photos? Yes, sir. Here. The circle is missing, the northwest invocation. Everything else is the same as last edition. Maybe that's the part that keeps the spirit in place? Yes, sir. I don't know, sir. I don't think any other spirit has taken the book before, but... The woman suddenly looks up at the skylight, and you can tell that she sees you. There's a spirit here. It's all red. It's covered in blood, and now it's moving. It knows that I'm talking about it. I'm going back onto the street. Her voice is calm, but she bursts through the boarded window, shoulder first. Before you can react, she's sprinting through the street. You won't be able to pursue her safely. Damn. Does this change anything I can find? No, but I do have traces here now. Your activities have left evidence behind. 3 of these on a site will attract the hunter. Okay. What can I find at the Gravity Valley? No items together, okay. Havana Club gives dancer's shoes. Let's queue that, but also enter the club. See what we can do there. Salsa music splits out of an unassuming door on a plain street. Dancers emerge from it periodically, then drip their sweat onto the sidewalk as they catch their breath. They smile at each other with doe-eyed satisfaction, and they are never outside for long. Here is the heart of Latin dance in Cambridge. I feel like the images here are probably still placeholders as well. Some of the locations have the same images, which are the smaller, subtle ways in which you can tell that this is still a demo. For the Kickstarter, it's not even a demo for Steamfest or something like that. It's a demo for just starting the Kickstarter. And it's also like, not seeing unique images here is an additional reason to support the Kickstarter, not less. It's more of a reason, not less of a reason, is what I'm trying to say. Because I would like to see images for the locations, for all of the locations here. So I could spend 6 energy for 3 heart here and leave 2 traces. But then I don't know if collecting that item leaves a... But that's exactly what I need, right? Alright, let's channel this rhythm. The joke about salsa is that it never stops. The songs are 7 minutes long, the tempo is relentless, and dancers stagger from the floor just as often as they walk. Still, the academics of Cambridge flock to this place like addicts or the faithful. They never seem to quit, and now, watching them, neither will you. Unceasing. And what do we know about MIT? At MIT, I could try to get a work light or gasoline. A site of furious learning and of the city's only working nuclear reactor. Didn't know about that. MIT. It's hard to tell where the MIT campus ends and where the offices of the tech giants begin. Students scurry in the shadows of these tall buildings, their faces pinched and busy. This is just consider, right? This isn't actually doing. MIT's laboratories sprawl across a dozen buildings. At first glance, they are shockingly mundane. Plain rooms lit with fluorescent lights, populated by rows of uniform benches. To the initiated, however, they are full of treasures. Here is a cube that can hold more electricity per cubic centimeter than any other battery on Earth. Here is an exotic crystal that makes the flow of light visible to the naked eye. All these curios and the notes of the people who invented them could be yours, if only you could find a way to travel unobserved. Failure leaves traces, success doesn't. And I don't know what intrusion is, but let's not. Not for now. It's hard to tell where... Okay, never mind. Read that. So how much heart do I have right now? I have 8 on my own. And then a lot of that was because of the dancing. And then I get these 2 items. Let's end the turn. So where does this leave? Oh right, this is that's areas and size. I understand. End the turn. We get new energy. And we get these items. Blood bag and dancer shoes. And now, can we do the pact? Consider a right unceasing. We have 5 out of 7. We don't even need to use the consumable, right? Yes, the dancer shoes are enough. Alright, commit. A dance studio. In the Mansos, there rules an hour known as the Thunderskin, or the Heart Unceasing. He is the hour that is beaten like a drum. He is the hour of dancing and of motion. He does not permit conclusion. In the spirit of this hour, you have instructed Mohammed to rent the biggest dance studio he can afford. You told him to fill the space with drums and to wedge chairs against the doors to keep them closed. The noise will be explained away by the registration downstairs. A spreadsheet declares Studio 7, Drumming Circle. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Invitation only. You are nestled in a crowd of drums. You sprout as many arms as you can muster. Begin to play. Mohammed is not a skilled dancer. He hops awkwardly from one foot to the other. He is uncomfortable in his naked body, which he sees reflected in the studio mirrors. There's a lot of flopping about. But grace is not a requirement. He does not stop, and soon an energy finds him. His hops become jumps, his jumps become leaps. Finally he begins to pounce, launching himself on all fours like an animal and shaking the wood floor with the impact. It's just one strike of hundreds to come. For the next 3 hours, Mohammed is a wild thing. He howls until he's hoarse, like me right now. He dances until his legs shake. You drive him further and faster with your drums, almost to the point of physical harm. Then, finally, you see it. A sickly sheen in Mohammed's sweat, followed by the unmistakable smell of sickness. Something vile is expelled. You stop playing, and Mohammed collapses at once. Foul-smelling ichor pools in the shattered dance floor underneath him. Mohammed is banned from entering this building ever again, and months later he will settle the damages for an eye-watering sum. For now, however, and perhaps for many years to come, he is alive. Alright. Oh, there's a hunt. Oh, wait. This is new. The character screen now has... So I really want to talk to Mohammed now, but obviously we need to see what this is. Inspect first. A hunter. This figure has taken interest in Havana Club. They won't leave until dealt with. And they're currently investigating Sophia. Interesting. Maybe I don't want to visit them. Maybe I want to warn Sophia. But let's talk to Mohammed first. We just saved his life. In Mohammed's dreams, he recalls his younger self. That's the same as before, right? Speak to him. You find Mohammed sitting in a subsumptuous office. Sunlight streams through a window behind him, and the air is filled with the pleasing smell of leather. There you are, right on time. Come in. Shouldn't we talk about his cancer now? Ask about his family? It's not a good sign when an otherworldly spirit starts asking about your family. But I'll humor you, because it's a boring answer. I love my family to pieces. I met Sophia while I was skydiving, of all things. I guess we both love adrenaline. Vera is our daughter. She's smarter than both of us. It's hard to believe. They're both really smart. But okay, I'll take his word for it. Marcus is smart too. He's just going through a rough patch right now. Teens, you know? Do spirits like you have adolescents? I have no idea how old you are. How did he learn it? I think this game has issues with save files because this is grayed out as if though I've already clicked it, but maybe that was my other save file. Would you believe me if I said the internet? No, never mind, I did click that. But why is this telling me that it reveals the other characters? And then I met my lovely wife, revealed the oh right, this is already okay. My mistake. That's enough for now. And now they are revealed. I just didn't know. Let's inspect them first. No need to talk to them just yet. But I do have influence on them already. Unaware, okay. Smart, cheery, and frustratingly well-intentioned. Okay. And we inspect Marcus as well. Whatever it is, Marcus is against that. Okay, that's funny. And they are both unaware. I see. Let's talk to Sophia. Speak to her. Or maybe not. Okay, I wanted to warn her about the hunter. I wonder what act means. Let's click it. Ah, I see. Gather items. Send a character to gather items. Add a site without adding traces. Ah, I see. Clear traces. Send a character to clear traces at a site. Yeah, that makes sense. And I want to send him to Havana Club. And it doesn't cost me energy. Nice. And I can ask her to find connections. Okay, maybe we do visit the hunter. Or we inspected him already. I am worried that this backfires, but let's do it. Placeholder hunter there. Okay, never mind. Perhaps not. Attacking. What does? Do I then? Doesn't give me any tooltip for what happens if I attack him. Sway? No. Let's try to attack him. You are considering murdering hunter. This is a serious action that resolves in two parts. First, there's an edge contest to see if you succeed. Then there's a morph contest to see if you are caught. If you proceed, this will resolve immediately, not at the end of your turn. Oh, their knife, I think this is, or edge is 3, mine is 1. Playtesters note, this screen will be replaced with a purpose-built UI. No, we don't want this. Can I click not continue? Can I click back then? I would have liked to know this before. No, there's no back. Do I still need to do this? I'm only considering this. Do I need to do? Ah, okay, I can click. Never mind. Never mind. Thank God. Let's visit our two new characters, presenting dossiers to the president, delivering a brilliant defense in a court of law, or cracking a mystery wide open with the police. Various dreams are defined by information and the speech that contains it. Whenever she enters a new scene, some part of her describes it out aloud. And now I'm at the lake house, where the killer was last seen. Vera still has the unaware aspect and is not attuned to the invisible world. Because of this, you cannot speak to her in dreams. Special items or introducing her to more characters who are aware can change this. Okay, and I assume Marcus will be the same, but we can take a look at his dreams. In dreams, Marcus takes the form of grizzled dragons and gleaming knights. Travelers build campfires under his guard rings, and he plunges into deep dungeons with his trusted companions. Always he has a quest, and always he has someone to protect. And when he staggers back from battle, there are people waiting to nurse him back to health. And he's unaware as well. We could make them aware, but maybe we can just get their parents to talk to them later on. We don't have any pact at the moment. We can look at availables. Not every adept calls you by name. Many reach for the aid of any spirit. Here you can answer them. Available summonings change every week and have a chance to trigger randomly every week. Current summon chance 20%. Active Mohammed's body is riddled with cancer. Maybe I still need to end the turn for the drum circle thing to become recognized, which we can do. Also, I do have abilities: Awaken Appetite, Awaken a Ravenous Appetite in a character, granting +4 Grail, Edge, and Heart for 3 turns. Afterwards, they become lethargic and suffer penalty to these stats. End turn. You are sprawled out on a grassy hillside. A peaceful night. You are sprawled out on a grassy hillside in one of Boston's secluded parks. You aren't exactly hidden here, but it's the dead of the night, and even if you're trapped in their world, it is difficult for the uninitiated to see you. You trust Calyptra will do its job and allow yourself a moment of peace. The breeze kisses your exposed muscles. The city rumbles pleasantly in the distance. Then, suddenly, there's the taste of fertile earth. You look to the side to see that one of your arms, independent of your control, has begun to dig. You can't seem to stop it, so you watch for a while as it roots around in the grass. Finally, it snatches up a worm, red and gleaming in the moon, and balls its fingers around it in a fist. In another moment, the first becomes a mouth. I think it's... yeah, another typo. The fist becomes a mouth, and the worm is swallowed whole. It takes you a minute to place the flavor. Alopophora chlorotica. Time was you could only find these in Europe. They taste alright, but about the arm. Your kind changes shape all the time, but it's always voluntary, or close enough. You've never lost control of your body completely, and it doesn't seem to be getting better. You're sure one of the names could help you, but given the way you left the church, you don't want to go back until your body works. And if you don't want to go back, you'll need to find more people to keep you summoned here while you search for a solution. Already you can feel Mohammed's magic slipping away. Who will be next? Whoever it is, you'll have to convince them that they need you. Okay, now what if we talk to you now? Yes, his younger self. On this screen you may spend influence and revisit missed opportunities uncovered through regular dialogue. So now we can ask him for... so that he wants to be youthful again. Let's sure. You really think you can do it? Make me younger? And you won't be an evil genie about it? Turn me into a baby or something like that? Of course you won't. And he can change his mind whenever he wants. He'll have to conduct a special ritual. You spend the rest of the night teaching him an operation of the open sea. Leave something in the sea long enough and all its imperfections will be smoothed away. Leave a person in there in the right conditions and the same will happen to them. When Mohammed is ready to renounce his imperfections, he will only need to call you. Okay, let's visit Sophia as well. Sophia's a dream, adventure, salt and sunshine. Yes, yes, yes. Let's speak to her. Okay. That was a little bit active, available, rewards. But I did this. Pact. You have already resolved this pact. You still have access to any weeks remaining offered by this pact and have received all of the listed rewards. Okay, okay. It just stays as active. I understand. Took me a moment though. Not every adept calls you by name. There is some summoner with a camera. It projects its subjects back onto themselves. They don't have an offering. Sure, let's take a look. Good days are in short supply for you lately. Your exile from the manses and your impending demise make it hard to unwind. Today, however, you've done it. You've put aside your stress and taunted the town. If not happily, then perhaps serenely. It is therefore immediately frustrating when the world explodes into color. You notice the following in order. First, you cannot move anymore. Second, actually, you can move side to side, but you can't move forward or back. Third, the entire world seems to have lost its depth. You feel like you are staring into a painting close up. Finally, fourth, the sun has been replaced with the face of someone colorful-looking idiot who smiles massively overhead. Gotcha. Sure, let's thrash about. Let's be angry. Whoa, easy there, easy. You don't gotta be mad. I'm not your enemy. I mean, I'm probably not. The man in the sky does something and the whole world bends like a piece of paper. That's when it hits you. You are inside a photograph. You're the first ghost to keep moving after the photo. Maybe we can talk. I have so many questions. But first, the man's face suddenly grows in size. You're just staring up at his eye. Now, it starts side to side, even as he studies you. You're not a cop, right? He thinks he caught a ghost and he's worried about cops. Think about it for a second. What's more likely, an amateur civilian discovers ghosts for the very first time in 2026, or the CIA, with decades of funding behind it, got there first? The Nazis were all over ghost shit back in the day too. So, if ghosts are real, it stands to reason that cops know about ghosts, and before you know it, Gale snaps his fingers, the sound in his magnified state would destroy your eardrums if you had any. Ghost cops. Now, I don't think you're a cop, but I do have a little bit of a cop problem. If you promise to help me out with that, I let you out of the photo, and I won't call you a cop anymore. There's so much I want to talk to you about. I just gotta do my due diligence, you know? There's... I'll make it short. I think the cops are on to me. I have a little warehouse where I do all my research. Paranormal stuff. Is it just normal to you? Whatever. Point is, I need you to draw them out so I can identify them. I think these guys are wise to ghost stuff, and they don't like what I'm doing. But my place is pretty close to the hospital. I bet if you made enough of a stink there, they'd definitely show up to investigate. I've already got a hideout picked for staking the place out. What do you say? You can do it, but you will need some guarantees yourself. Yeah, right now, I don't see any real benefits. Name your price. I don't like him. He caught me in a photo. I don't like being photographed without my consent. Also, not the type of summoning that I expected, or that kind of pact. I do like the 4 extra weeks though. Let's ask for a spirit. Let's see if he's willing to give that away. Oh, looks like he does accept. Shaking the heat, active. Gale thinks he's being followed. He's probably right. Accumulate 3 traces at... Oh, so basically this is asking for a hunter, because 3 traces always create a hunter. At Cambridge Hospital to raise a fuss and help him see who's on his trail. On completion, we get 4 moth. And we don't see him as a character here. Maybe if we go back and forth. There he is now. And there seems to be a connection to Marcus. Visit. The first thing to go when Gale falls asleep is a sense of perspective. Near and far lose their meaning inside his dreams, and so whatever he sees, no matter how mundane, unfolds with a spectacular detail. A cast iron pan becomes a field of scowling black hills, and in the light by a window dust mote stands in glorious constellations. It is difficult to keep your bearing here, but the beauty is profound. Okay. Not too much here in the demo. And he's a mentor to Marcus, or the other way around? Probably the other way around. Marcus is... okay, if I read this right, because Vera is his sister, Mohammed is his father, that means Gale is his mentee. So Gale is learning from Marcus. Interesting. Also, what was his tagline here? Gale insists he's nothing special, but Gale hasn't seen anything yet. And he has Great Moth as the principle of chaos and yearning. What else do we want to do? So he wants me to create 3 traces at Cambridge Hospital. Oh, Vera is here. Vera is sneaking out at night. Vera has begun to sneak out of her parents' house at night. You spy her walking down the streets in a nondescript hoodie and carrying a small backpack. Let's follow her. You follow Vera down the lonely sodium-lit streets of Cambridge. Even in the mortal world, it is difficult for the uninitiated to see you, but you are cautious nevertheless. You slip between the trunks of old trees and press yourself into the shadows of the night. Eventually you come upon the Cambridge Hospital. You don't follow her inside, but through the glass doors you see her speak with one of the receptionists. It seems to be a friendly conversation. Her mother runs the hospital after all. And then they exchange something, and a moment later she's back outside. Her body language shifts. You can tell that Vera wants to be innoxious. But you can also tell that she's about to break a lot of laws. She half strolls, half scurries around the side of the hospital with a bewildering energy that reminds you of a drunk person trying to convince the world that they are sober. She leans real casual next to a pair of locked double doors by a loading dock for a full 3 minutes. Finally, she takes a deep breath and taps something against the reader by the doors. It flashes green. She pulls the doors open and then she bolts inside. It's all so unsubtle, you can hardly believe it, but nobody sees this but you. It won't be easy to follow her without being spotted. What do you do? Turn into a red? Sure, 75%. And also we want to create traces anyhow. Cambridge is a beautiful little city full of wealthy residents and some of the most well-educated people in the country, but it's also crawling with threats. Even if one found its way into the hospital, it wouldn't be out of place. You concentrate, you shrink, and in a moment you are scurrying across the linoleum, brighter lights burning overhead. You follow Vera up some stairs and into a corridor of offices. She has to tap something on a keychain to readers at various doors, but every time the diligently beep, turn green and let her through. They diligently beep, turn green and let her through. Finally she comes to a door marked with a plaque. Dr. Sophia El Hajjat. She glances left and right as she fumbles with the keys. It's obvious she doesn't know which one to use. After a few tries at the door, Vera manages to get inside. By the time you manage to follow her, she's sat at her mother's computer and clicking furiously. You look on from a dark corner behind her. Vera's gone straight for her mother's browser history. She's searching flights, travel, neighbors. She finds something, a ticket, and snaps a photo with her phone. She starts again. Flights, travel, Washington, conference, medical conference, rare diseases. She makes a frustrated sound, reaches for her phone, then thinks better of it. Then she reaches into her backpack, produces a tiny spray bottle and glove, and begins to wipe down the computer she's just used. Whatever she's doing, Vera's doing it meticulously. She even wipes down the armrests of the chair. Next, while keeping the damp cloth between her fingers and anything she might touch, Vera proceeds to open every drawer in the office. After a few minutes of searching, she discovers and pulls out a small statue, a beautiful carving of a young naked man with an old-world fishing net bunched at his side. It's only 6 inches tall, but the second it appears, the gravity in the room appears to shift, and you feel suddenly very small. It might be sleeping, but there's something living in that statue. Vera, unperturbed, snaps a photo of it from several angles with her phone. Then gingerly she puts it back right where she found it. And then she prepares to leave. You don't know what she's doing, but perhaps there's a way to benefit from the situation. We can search the office for valuables and leverage. Oh, this would give me a corpse. Interesting. And the influence with Sophia will change. We can delete the photos on Vera's app. And we can wait for Vera to leave and steal the statue, which... Or you don't know what's happening yet. Don't matter. I don't wanna... I was quiet there for a moment just to think. I don't want to step on Sophia's toes. I feel like she's competent, she's predictable, she likes us, we want her as a friend. She's a good ally to have, and having a corpse in the blood bag doesn't sound valuable enough to compromise all of what we have with her. I do want to get on the good side of Vera as well, especially if her dad says that she's smarter than both of them, both Sophia and him, especially because he's a programmer, she's a hospital owner, so if she's smarter than both of them, she's gonna be smart. The statue, sounds very valuable, but also dangerous. Waiting also makes sense, especially if this gives us stat points. It also gives us a new influence action. That's interesting. Yeah, sure. Let's just wait. It's clear that you've silence. It's clear that you've stumbled upon something that you don't understand, and so, despite the temptation, you resist tampering with the scene. Vera leaves the office, and you return to the outdoor shortly thereafter. Sophia might be interested in knowing what happened here. But we still need to do things that leave traces here. So maybe we still did blood bag anyhow. No, wait, there are 0 remaining. We have traces here already to some degree. But then how do we create traces? Acquire a corpse? Ah, like this. Okay, I don't have a use for the corpse yet, but we need to create traces anyhow. Perhaps you sang one of the newly dead to life and lured it out of the hospital morgue. Maybe you hurried an old man's passing just a little bit. A new body is at your disposal. Into the night. And we still have a couple of weeks time. So we have 2 traces, and next week we will create more. Oops. Oh wait, I didn't read this. What happens? A riot of color sandwich between 2 buildings. The walls of LA are offered to the city's artists. No, I already read this. Channel this hardship. So I could increase my edge. Edge also sounds really helpful for fighting the hunters. So now that I know what I can do with edge, I kind of do want this. Sure, let's do it. Some artists here are like flowers pushing through concrete, poor, unsheltered, and unhealthy. They still commit their meager resources to the cause. Their paintings are a refusal to die, or at least a refusal to go quietly. You linger here for a while, out of sight. You steep in their defiance. You too have here refused to go quietly. Sharper now. Now, are there any places to collect items from? Havana Club. I did send out Sophia to clear the traces here. It doesn't look like she succeeded. Close this. Oh, another bug. Couldn't close this there for a second. Maybe self. Where are we? We are aligned hard and winter. We are corporeal. What? Win the game by raising the grail of 5 mortals to 10 or higher. Okay. Didn't even know that. Grail is the principle of birth and the feast. Okay. Then where are we? Grail 4. Nice. Grail 2. And we now have 4 edge. So if we were to fight him now, attack, murder. What are our odds? 50%. Okay, so not yet. We will get there. Now, what I'm thinking about is maybe have Sway. Nee. What I want to awaken Vera without using the book if possible. Oh, also I see an exclamation mark here. What does that mean? Why is there an exclamation mark? One word. What does that mean? Ah, you're being summoned. That's what it is. Someone calls to you with a power you cannot ignore. Studying their methods may reveal that. And they're using Casimir matrix, a bewildering device of spiral cut plates and loose wires connected to a sharp-looking cradle, just big enough for a human hand. Sure, let's answer it. The summoning begins with a pinprick of light. Light? It hangs in front of you, suspended and colorless, like a dead pixel in the middle of the world. It's hard to look at directly. Your gaze keeps slipping to the wall behind it, as if it wasn't there at all. But it is there, and there is something of the menses about it. And it's not familiar to us. Suddenly and unceremoniously, you are floating in a void. There is no color, but there is a feeling, a sharp and insistent hum, like the winging of a bee or a dragonfly. There's an order here, but one too fast, too intricate for you to perceive. And then there's a voice. Recording for Casimir batteries session number 8. While I'm inside the containment unit, volts out appear to exceed volts, and when I get closer to it, I'm going to put my hand inside the cradle. A woman appears before you. She's tall, muscular, and wrapped in a lab coat. Her curls are wrinkled into a prominent bun, and her brow is furrowed in a deep scowl. For a moment she reminds you of a bloodhound, hunched over, curious and intent. She's studying her hand, which she holds out as if on an invisible table. It takes her a minute to realize that there's no table anymore, and then... Dr. Freeman! Oh, what the fuck? It's you. I've seen you, in my dreams. Who are you? You have never seen this woman in your long, immortal life. Why has she summoned you? Summoned you? You make it sound like I know what I'm doing here. Let me assure you, I don't. I was working on a new kind of battery. Do you know what batteries are? It doesn't matter. It works better when I get close to it, so I put my hand in this device, and now I'm here. With you. She's unraveling. Wherever you are, there's not a place for mortals, not even for their spirits. Something in this void pulls at her like a thread, and already she begins to fray. Shining strands spring from her, burn and are gone. Dissolving? I don't feel anything. Wait, I don't feel anything. What's happening to me? Can you make it stop? I don't even know who you are yet. Help me. You're in this together. After all, whatever power holds this woman has trapped you to, you focus. In the wake, you see her body. She's standing in a laboratory, hunched over a steel table crowded with small machines. Her eyes are vacant, and her body trembles, in the grip of seizure. There's a sharp-looking golden device on the counter. Her hand is on top of it. She's pushing down so hard she bleeds. You could move her body if she let you in, but you would need a pact. Do it, but you have to come back to me. Why did this happen? Why do I see you in my dreams? You have to come back to me. Why did you... Name your price. So it's either her energy or her knowledge. Even though my energy is slowly running low, I just value knowledge too much, and this is a permanent stat boost, and also a woman like that working on new tech, new batteries, has got to be knowledgeable. Almost to the point that I don't want to take it from her, but I don't think me taking her knowledge actually takes it away. I'm not a fake creature. I don't think it works like that. I do want her knowledge. Maybe it does take it away. Let's look at our packs. So we still have Shaking the Heat from Gale. Oh, you made a... Okay, so we already made this. Also, there's no real resolution in the demo. And visit Dr. Freeman's dreams. Dr. Freeman's dreams take place in presidential offices and richly appointed halls. Her suits are starched and her buttons gleam. She's never the leader in these dreams, but powerful people come to her for advice and celebrate her with parades. So she's kind of, appreciated for her knowledge, not her leadership, which is, I'm thinking of brand archetypes in marketing. There's a brand archetype that fits this. I think it was called The Magician. But not sure. Maybe it was another one. When she's very busy in the real world, she starts working in her sleep, studying in the middle of glorious libraries with high ceilings and church-like windows. The sun seems to guide her work. Foo. Fulfill your pact? Really? This is all? Just visit her? You find in front of a desk you find Dr. Freeman in front of a desk packed with small machines. She's got some kind of handheld laser cutter in one hand, and in the other she's holding up what looks like the world's smallest mechanical pencil. The world goes shock-wide while she burns bits of metal away. She's not wearing any goggles while she does it. Working without safety equipment is part of the fantasy. I'm working on a map of this house, you see, but I can't make the details small enough, so I made this little tool to draw them for me. But then I discovered that the white lead is more fragile than the black lead, so I have to revisit the machine. And the door on the house has to be right. I'm sure of it. I don't care if it's only a diagram. Dr. Freeman notices you with a start. It's you came. Let me finish this real quick. A thought occurs to you. If Dr. Freeman hadn't seen you before, who was she talking to? Okay, where to start? How about this? Who are you and what is your deal? Okay, so we can either explain it truthfully or explain carefully, keeping it cryptic. Or we can make her explain first. That's nice. I like this. You show up in my dreams, and then you show up in my battery, and you don't explain yourself? Rude. But I want answers, so we'll do it your way. I've been working on a new kind of battery. 0-point energy, right? Manipulation of a vacuum. Completely non-chemical. It's the holy grail of energy storage. It's going great, except something funny happens when I observe it closely. In tests where I'm in the room, I get more volts out of the device than I put in. And when I'm touching it, well, that's how we met. I'm not an idiot. I don't think free energy is a real thing. But it's really starting to look like maybe there's free energy, and I need you to help me set the record straight. She's very practical. Has she met spirits before? That's the question, right? We just officially met, but I've seen you in my dreams. And not just you, your whole world, I think. I've had them for as long as I can remember. Sometimes I go to bed and I get normal sleep, so I know what that's like. Other times I get whatever this is. Step 1. I need to prove that you exist to someone else. Step 2. You cut her off. If she does that, she'll die a terrible death. Calypso forbids the sharing of such knowledge with the unenlightened. Oh, I guess that explains why I've never heard of you, just the dreams. So, back to step 1. How do we get people enlightened? She pauses. Am I already enlightened? Or am I an anomaly? Some mortals presented with concrete evidence of the otherworldly handle it better than others. It's not unusual to be cavalier, but there's something singular about this woman. First, you can tell that this person doesn't take no for an answer. She'll probably pursue this knowledge without your help. Usually that gets people killed by Calypso. But enthusiasm like this tends to be infectious. She won't be the only one. Your guidance might steer her away from disaster, but if you help her too much, you run the risk of angering Calypso yourself. You already have enough trouble with the hours. And then there's the fact that she's seen you before. Until recently, you had no idea who this woman was. How is this possible? We can either help her learn or say we help her but don't. And if she learns all this, what then? Or we can threaten her. This person can't learn too much. I do like asking questions before committing. I do like being non-committal. I mean, we could tell everyone, hey, we can prove there's an afterlife. Or, you know, maybe there's really is free energy and we can stop cooking our planet. I was going to say more, but I mean, you'd go down in history for doing either of those things. It's my responsibility to try and make the world better, isn't it? Sure. I like her enough to help her, but and if it gets so killed, it gets so killed. We did warn her. We'll start by answering her question. Dr. Freeman is not, as she put it, enlightened. There's a title for that, and the title is No. That makes discussing this information very dangerous for her. But there's a path to becoming a No. She already sees the monsters in her dreams. She has already glimpsed the shape of its doors. If she finds enough of them, if she answers the riddles that await her, she can earn the title and the truth of this world, and yours will be hers. Dr. Freeman listens intently as you speak. Her eyes shine like polished gold. Let's make another deal then. Bring me knowledge of the house, of this monsters. Or introduce me to someone who can teach me. You learn as much as I can safely learn. I learn as much as I can safely learn. Do this and I'll build whatever you want. She smiles brightly. I'm pretty smart, you know? I like her. And we know her. And she does know Sophia as well. Well, she seems to be prominent in the world. Inspect, influence 50. And she's Sophia, she's a club member? Wait, how does she describe club member? So they are in a club. And it does say she's aware. Ah, I see. Aware is a step before the no. Okay. So can we have her sway? How do we get her to talk to each other then? Influence her? Boost relationship? Maybe this? Oh, but that costs energy. Wait. No. I didn't want to, not to, I only wanted to click once. Act, introduce. Ah, I removed something from the queue that I didn't want to remove. How do I create it back? Act. Maybe with her. Act, introduce. Introduce Sophia to Dr. Freeman. Okay. I think that was the one that was there as well. We are running low on energy, but let's take a look at the hospital again, because we still need to create traces here. Perhaps not. Maybe next turn. What items do we have? We do have a corpse now, which gives winter. Let's end the turn and just see what happens. Okay, there's no real screen for the... They're both club members. Change last turn 1. And by now we have 4 edge still. So we still don't have enough to attack the hunter. Marcus and Vera are still unaware, right? What does the field guide to spirits? It's from with the unaware to make them aware. Let's make Vera aware. Perhaps you slipped it on the pillow while they were at work. Maybe a follower placed it conspicuously at a cafe. Whatever the case, your target finds the guide. And it's only a matter of time before curiosity does the work. The guide is mostly nonsense, of course. Even your target can tell that much. But it isn't all nonsense. There are illustrations inside that fascinate even the stoniest imagination. And the flowery descriptions of the house, however inaccurate, tug at some ancestral memory. It isn't long before the dreams arrive. Experiments follow. What's the harm? But one day an experiment becomes a result. And then what? This character is now aware. Their dreams are open to you, and they may now affect the spread of your influence. Okay, now let's visit her in her dreams. Yes, yes, yes. No, she's aware now. She is aware. Okay, so maybe we need to wait another turn before that change takes place. And maybe we acquire another corpse to create the trace. New body at your disposal. And that should allow us... Yes, you've made a ruckus. It doesn't say. Wait, on completion, on selection. Why doesn't it say that I've already completed this? Because I think I did. Maybe also next turn. And charting the house. Connect Dr. Freeman with other no. Or offer an instructive book. Okay, so it seems like we are getting at the edge of what's available in the demo. I don't think there's like a clear cut. Maybe there is. But we're also hitting the 2-hour mark. So I think this is a good moment to stop right here. This is the game. I really like it. I'm wishing them the best in their Kickstarter. It's still active for, I think, 20 days or so, maybe more. If you have the disposable income to spend on things like this, please consider it. It will probably also be like my first time supporting something on Kickstarter. If you like indie games, if you want to support indie games, if you want to support indie games that use cool ideas like an open IP that makes it easy for fans to create something within another world. Again, this is using the open IP of Cultist Simulator. And I don't know if they call it open IP. That's just the term I'm using at the moment. I don't think there is a like specific term coined for it right now. Yeah. I like the art style. I like the writing. I like the simplicity of it. I do like the characters a lot. From what I've seen, they've also like the character designer or one of the developers who was involved with the character design. I'm not sure if it was just one person or multiple of them together. I think they're a group of 3 or 4 people. Wrote an article on the character design, which I have yet to read, but I've seen other writing of theirs, so I'm excited about that. Also, I do like discussing game design and character design and things like that. You might have seen some of my TikToks that are about character design, and it's a topic I like to talk about a lot. Yeah, the Kickstarter, like the stretch goals also seem really interesting, though right now the main concern is getting them to their level 1 goal, like their actual goal first, and then we can discuss stretch goals afterwards. And yeah, I wish them the best, and if you like Cultist Simulator, please consider this, or a Book of Hours. And the characters are really interesting. That's it from my side. I'll try to stream more regularly again, aiming for twice a week at the moment, but I do have a lot more planned, and I actually have a backlog of short videos for TikTok and Instagram now and YouTube. So I'll finally start posting, maybe even daily if this works out. The way it works, I can post daily now for quite a couple of days. I have a meeting today in half an hour to schedule them, and probably starting Monday I'll post on the daily, and maybe I'll try to fit some in about this game as well, because I really like this and want to support it. Yeah, so if you're not following me there, do this. Maybe give me a follow on TikTok or for the shorts, wherever you consume them. And this game as well. If you like the game, if you're on Twitch right now, give the game a follow on that, the category. See what others are posting. I think the developers have been somewhat active on social as well. At the very least, they have a really interesting Discord server where they're making themselves very available to talk about the game, ask questions, like the design philosophy, the art, and things like that. And yeah, hope to see you around. Thanks for watching. And see you. Bye bye. Bye bye.